Hey guys, we're just going to give it a minute before we get started and see who joins. Big topic tonight on whether you should sell your cryptos. We're going to find out if that's the right thing to do. Who's with me? We're going to be talking about whether or not you should sell your cryptos. That's the hot topic for tonight. And it's certainly one that I'm excited about. And you should be too, quite frankly, because there's a lot of juicy stuff to discuss tonight. Just going to give it another minute, see if we can get some more people to join. Doesn't usually happen on a Friday night, but I did want to throw up a live stream really just to go over some critical stuff that I'm seeing in the market right now. It is not looking good. It is a bloodbath. We're going to talk about it. But your boy here is not getting wrecked. That's all I can say. While we're waiting, if you do have some questions on what's going on in the market, type them up in the chat so that I can get to them right after we discuss the bear market. All right. Let's get started. So the question should be, are we in a bear market? Boy, when you think about that question and you look at the charts right now, it's not looking good. There's a lot of things tanking. We've got Bitcoin on its way down. So for those that hold a big Bitcoin position or really any altcoin positions, you are getting annihilated. But the good thing is that it's still early before you really get wrecked. And we're going to talk about exactly what that means on the charts, some of the things that we're seeing. But let's just, before we dive into where we are on the market update, and also what the charts are telling us, which we will get into. Let's just talk big picture here right now, right? So Bitcoin had its all-time high at 68K. Then it had its next all-time high breaking that, or it had it at 67, then it went to 68K, right? Well, we all thought we were going to 100K. So what happened? Well, we got some pullback. We got quite a bit of pullback. And when you actually look at the year as a whole, 2021 was a reaccumulation year. It was a time to just buy and hold. Not a lot of movement. When you actually look over the course of the full year, not a whole lot of movement. And so I'm going to show you this on the charts, so stick with me. This is going to, some of this stuff's going to kind of blow your mind, right? If you haven't been diving into the charts quite as much as I have, which is 10 hours a day. So, okay. So what else do we want to talk about before we jump into the charts? Well, let's just talk about the fact that the yield curve, right? The yield curve for bonds right now are atrocious. Let's let's just look at these together, right? So before we even go, let me just move this over a bit. Give me a sec, guys. Okay, so before we even dive into one sec, hold on. Let's see here. Just fire that up. So before we even dive into coin market cap. Let's go look at what the yield curves are, right? We'll head over to the Wall Street Journal. We'll go to markets. Come on, guys. Give me the drop down. We'll go to bond rates. And here we are at the hellhole of bonds. Yeah, this is bad. I mean, look at this curve. Look at this atrocious yield curve, right? So as I bring this up, so if you're holding a 1-year treasury right now, you're getting 0.08%. 0.0875%. Basically, this is the US government wiping their ass with your face if you buy treasuries. Same is true for all of the rest of the notes out there on the 2-year, 3-year. We're looking at the 5-year, not a whole lot better. And as we go all the way out to the 30-year, what are they going to pay you to lend your money for 30 years? They're going to pay you 1.6%. Who is buying this garbage? Well, there's not a whole lot of people that buy this crap. And because of that, because there's got to be no demand for this, right? So if you're not lending the U.S. government money through this channel, then, boy, I don't know exactly the impact of that. I don't know if it just dries up liquidity and the overall, I guess, capital that the U.S. government has to work with in their budget. But this is not the time to be buying up treasuries. This is atrocious. This is sinful. Joe Biden, you should not be happy about this. This is not a political channel, but this is not good. And yeah, this is what I would consider almost a flattening of the yield curve. It's not looking good. And the thing is, it's all flattened down to zero. So when we look at the economy as a whole, this is a major problem. This is like a systemic issue. It goes beyond just looking at it as like, that sucks. No, this is a systemic issue because we don't know how to get beyond these low rates, right? So how do we push beyond these low rates? Hard to say. And with other things going on, the next thing that I want to talk about, CPI. So the inflation rate, we're at 6.2% this month. We are going to go to 7% next year. So everything you own, especially like any cash you have on hand in your bank account, well, if you have $100, you just lost 7. You just lost 7 to Uncle Sam for printing more money. Not good. Not good at all. It's really like a tax. It's like a tax on the amount of cash you have, right? So it's so in that regard, you might think, like, wait a minute. Well, okay. So you're telling me that if they're going to tax my cash, well, I got to stuff my cash someplace, so I guess I'll stuff it in crypto. You might. Some people will. But there's no guarantee that money is going to float over to crypto. That, whenever you look at an investment, right, you have to look at it from the perspective of compared to what. So, okay, I've got cash. Okay, I could move it into cryptos. Maybe. We are kind of seeing some uncertainty in the market. Okay, so, maybe I won't go to cryptos. Okay, now where else do I go? Well, okay, maybe I go to equities. Okay, so you go to equities and look at equities. Equities are getting wrecked right now, too. Not looking good. I mean, yes, they're up a little bit, but overall, NASDAQ is getting crushed right now. And, yeah, so it's like, where do you put your money, right? It's dark days of where do you put your money. So, that's another sort of bearish indicator. Okay, so that's like high level, right? And when we look at it even more high level, a couple more points. These are big. So the printing of money that's going on right now, let's just keep printing the shit out. Let's just print it all out, send it around to everybody. When we actually look, let me show you for reference, right? I don't even have it up, but let's just look up M2 money supply. This chart is dated, by the way. So this stops in 2021. Okay, October. So look at this massive bump in the money supply. All right, so yeah, this is insane. It's like 35% of the U.S. dollars basically were printed, somewhere in the in 2020. Okay, 35% of all U.S. dollars in existence just got printed out. So what do you think that's going to do? It's going to devalue basically everything except possibly for crypto. But we're going to find out what else is really going on with crypto. So other big picture stuff that's going on. Big news. We've got the Evergrande deal. So this is like the property company in China that is like defaulting on their real estate. I think back to 2008 when we had the real estate crisis. Right? What happened? Well, I can tell you what happened because I was working for Smith Barney's brokerage firm at the time, and all hell was breaking loose. Man, I was working so closely with the brokers, and they were going crazy. They were going nuts because the stock market lost 80%, right? So not good. Not good times. Well, think of this like this could lead to a similar like collapse, which that would be piss poor. Man, I'm liking the likes on this video. Let's keep it up, guys. So that's another that's really like another potential catalyst to kick us into a bear market, okay? Other points. Yeah. So when we look at the stock market, right? We always say that profits are the mother's milk of stocks, okay? Profits. But the thing is, most stocks have not been pushed higher by earnings lately. They've been pushed higher by federal buybacks, okay? And at the same time, keep in mind, right? So we got federal buybacks going on, and at the same time, what we also have are insiders selling their shit, okay? Elon Musk is not the only one doing this. Insiders are starting to sell, making it awfully questionable as to, okay, if the insiders are selling, what do they know that we on the retail side don't know, right? Typically, they know something we don't. Okay, so now let's jump to the charts. Okay. Here we are looking at Bitcoin. All right. So I want to zoom out even further than the hourly because this, although it does paint a story, which we may dive into, let's look wider, right? So first, big picture here. What does this look like? Well, I'm gonna just knock this out. Okay, this right here is a reaccumulation zone. Okay, Bitcoin in January. Look where we've gone. The bottom of the reaccumulation zone, top of the reaccumulation zone, back down to the bottom, up to the top, and now we are on our way, folks, back down. So this is another thing I look at and I'm like, I see this just continuing to dip down. I mean, if we have any repeat pattern that we had here, not good, right? We could go back down to 29K, 30K. Do I think we will? I don't think so. I don't think we're going to go quite that low. But so why is this relevant, right? Why does this even matter? Well, it's relevant because the stock market does this. Okay, so it's not just Bitcoin, right? And so you got to keep that in mind, that the stock market did this, especially during the time of like 2008. This is what happened. So roughly from the years of like 1990 all the way to, oh man, it was like 2000, I can't remember if it was 10 or somewhere around that range, the stock market had made no progress. Okay, so yeah, we could even try to find it. So if we go to the S&P, let's just zoom this sucker out. Let me go to the monthly. Let's see here. Yeah. So here it is. Okay, here it is, 99. So look at this. So yeah, essentially from, if we take the start of this zone, we're looking at 96 here. And if we assume that this is the top of the zone, we go back down, we hit back up to the top, we go back down. And we didn't make any progress until 2013. So 96 to 2013, not a whole lot of progress was made in the stock market. Think about that. That's nuts. That is nuts. That's a little bit terrifying to think about, but it's the truth. It is the truth, folks. So yeah, let me just shift this over. Yeah, so a lot of money was not made during that period, and here we are on Bitcoin. Let me fire back over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's doing the same thing. We're range bound right now. So on the monthly, this is it. This is where we are. And until we break this range, so let's dive even deeper, right? When we zoom in on, I don't want to go to the hourly. That's a little too close, but let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, let me zoom this sucker in. So, you start to see this rollover pattern. And I ended up selling a lot of my bag, almost all of it, really, at 48.5, because if this pattern continues, then we're going to end up somewhere down here. Possibly somewhere in this range. I don't know where. Don't have a crystal ball. But we're going to end up somewhere in that range. And I would have lost a shit ton of money. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to see you guys do that either. So it's something to think about, that you may, you may want to consider at least the possibility of going to a bear downturn. I know nobody wants to hear that, but it's possible. It's possible we hit a bear downturn. And so what I'm watching, I'm going to show you guys what I'm watching, right? So I've got this line drawn. We're going to see if we keep riding this line. I'm going to look for a break. Are we going to break the pattern here of this sort of existing trend line? Well, I don't know, but another thing I'm looking at is really the bull market support band, right? So we're right now below the 20-week SMA and the 20-week EMA. So which would be like right around 52,000 or so. And that's also not good. That's concerning, because if we're below the band, there's a good chance we come back up, hit the band, and drop even lower. And this is a professional indicator that's a part of your membership on lifechangingwealth.com. You guys get access to the bull market support band indicator, right? So as we can see here, we dropped below it, and then look what happened. Boom! We went up, revisited it, and then fell off the map for a while, and then we broke through, and we got a bounce off the band, and now we've broken it again. So are we going to see that same collapse? I don't know. I don't know if we will, but it's not looking good. Definitely not looking good. I think we're going to spend some time in this lower zone. And then I do think that when we come back up and blast out of here, I think the third time's going to be a charm to get above this resistance level. So that's what I'm seeing. And let's see here. So we got the bull market support band. We've got the fact that we're in a downtrend. We've got all this economic turmoil in addition to all of this. And we're looking range bound. So what do? We got to kind of wait and see what happens. But that's the picture. That is the picture that we're seeing. That is the story being told in front of us. And another thing we can look at is the upper and lower bounds of the pricing band. So as we zoom out, you know, where can Bitcoin go if it did see an explosive move? Well, it could go roughly as high as 100,000 if it were to go straight up today. Go to 100,000 and be at the top of the band, which is still in the acceptable range of acceptable risk. You know, in the past, we've gone up as high as the red band in terms of pricing. You know, we can see back here, we were kind of getting overheated and almost ended up reaching the band, but now the band is further up. You know, at 102, and the low side of the band is at 11,000. Do I think that's going to happen? No, but not anytime soon. I think by the time we hit the low part of the band's going to be really far extended out, and it's not going to be as impactful. But I do think we're in this little mini range bound for now. So should you sell your crypto? It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Certainly one that you should consider, especially dependent on how much money you have, right? So if you got a lot of money in the game, you're going to want to hedge your bets. You're going to want to throw some stuff in some stable coins, possibly hedge your bets. But if you don't have that much, maybe you don't, you know, totally up to you, not financial advice, but I'm considering it, you know, and I've made those moves. So that's where we are today, folks. My viewer that's with me, any questions before I get out of here? I'm going to let this play out for another 30 seconds. No questions, I'm going to call it a night. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining this live stream, and I look forward to catching you guys in my other videos. If you are not yet subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button and support the channel. If you guys like the content, give this video a thumbs up, and check out my other videos. You know, that's really the best way you can support the channel. And yeah, so I can't wait to see you guys in my other videos and on my other streams. I'll catch you guys later. Enjoy your Friday if you're tuning in tonight.